Hello, friends. It's Chapo. Another huge trove of Hunter Biden videos leaked, and wouldn't you know it, it's all him doing drugs and getting his cock sucked at amazing resorts.
The man
I
films
mean,
himself. Have
Nobody,
you ever known anyone who films himself that much? Not
It's
even,
amazing.
dude. Not even fucking girlfriends on vacations do it like that. My God.
You know what?
Okay.
You know what? It dawns on me. So ever since he kind of like really fell off the beam, which was like in the run up to the 2020 election, really, he has just been going from one super expensive rehab to another, right? And
Mhm.
and now we're seeing the video that everyone he goes to, he just keeps doing drugs. He keeps drinking. He just uses the facilities like the
Yeah.
pools and like
Which are
the
like amazing,
sensory
beautiful
deprivation tanks.
resorts. Yeah.
It's just like a way to chill. And what is essentially happening is that the Bidens are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for adult daycare. Like that's the idea. Is like,
Yeah.
okay, he's gonna get his dick sucked. He is going to drink. He's going to do drugs. Instead of having him like scoring it in Skid Row and like putting us in a potential to like have a scandal here that we can't cover up, just keep him in professional hands. And that's what they've been
Van
doing.
Wilder, the Van Wilder of rehab.
Yeah, they made Van Wilder real.
I'm a super senior at Promises.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love the rehabs Hunter goes to. He's gone to like 28 in the past year, and they're all these bullshit ones that are like, all right, we give you Percocet and you learn to overcome your drug addiction by doing like falcon husbandry. you learn how to like raise your own shrew from the time it's a baby to the time it's an adult. And that'll help you stop smoking crack and like hiring women to have foursomes with you.
So like the video that came out, like the first one that dropped was like a day after Joe and Jill wired him 20 grand to continue his rehab. He's in a sensory deprivation tank, smoking crack and stroking his big old dick.
Drinking White Claws.
Drinking White Claws. Drinking White Claws. And drinking White Claws, jacking off, and smoking crack in a sensory deprivation tank, which I fucking love because, like, isn't that sort of the opposite of a sensory deprivation tank? He's amplifying all his senses.
The fuck out of them. They're not getting deprived. It's just they're giving him a place that he can just kind of chill.
Did you see the video of him going naked down a water slide into a pool?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Who has a better life than Hunter Biden?
Well, it's like he has the same like internal like friction as like Don Jr. or Eric, right?
Right. Exactly. Precisely.
We're the same insecurity of like, oh my God, I'm never going to be my own man. Like I'm not good at anything. Yep. I'm just like this fuck up, this symbol of surplus and inefficiency.
Yep.
But whereas Don Jr. and Eric solve that by like killing an elephant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, you Democrat, why do you think Hunter is better than Don Jr.? Because Hunter has never and would never kill an endangered species.
He would never do that. He would never do that.
It's not like he's doing commendable things, but he's harming far less. He's doing less damage to the world than when these coked up monsters who go to fucking Kenya and kill graceful beings like fucking elephants that are worth more than 1,000 of these fucking people. And Hunter would never do that.
No, he would just record himself demanding that the escort he hired state on camera that he hasn't abused her.
That is such Dan Quinn shit.
God, he is. As long as I have a video saying everything is okay, yeah.
Yeah, he is rich Dan Quinn.
I mean, look. I mean, obviously, yes. Am I jealous of spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to quit drugs by keeping doing them and getting my dick sucked in a sensory deprivation tank? Yes. But yes, he is a rotten, evil guy.
Awful.
But terrible.
He's terrible. He's terrible. But it just also in one of the leaked texts, he refers to Jill, his stepmother, as a vile cunt.
Damn, bro.
Christ. God, not getting over the stepmom hatred. Fuck.
Yeah, I love how he's like a 57-year-old man, and he's like,
yep.
I need to smoke crack this weekend. My stepmom's being a real bitch. You were born
honestly, he should fuck her.
He should, yeah.
That is the final boss, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Hunter's got to fuck Jill in the second term. Hunter fucks
That's
Jill.
what-
Okay.
Brandon. Oh yeah, Brandon should promise that. Brandon should tease
Yes.
it like it's The Boys or something, and be like,
Yes.
"Oh, we have some really exciting storylines for term 2."
Yeah. No,
There's
you should
sexual
tease that.
tension
Like
between-
Hunter
That was
is
like-
starting to look
remember-
at Jill.
Yeah.
Come on, tune in next season.
She's
Yeah.
stuck in the Lincoln bedroom washing machine. Hunter, you got to get her out. But okay, you remember like on the original leaks when it was like the laptop shit and like all of his Google searches were boobs and like no, it was like what I loved
Yeah.
about that is like you could tell like this is something, fellas. I think we can all relate to this of just like the escalating frenzy of being horny of like how baroque your search terms gets, where it starts off as like girls, boobs, MILF, crackhead MILF, crack MILF. And then it's stepmother who's the first lady. That's a very niche category. Is the stepmother who is the first lady of the United States.
Yeah.
And Jill, she's hot.
She's stuck under
crazy.
that coffee table.
Jill wears some of the worst fits of all time. Like a Jill fit.
God, yeah.
A Jill fit is like a green blazer with peaked lapels and a weirdly long skirt that has the pattern of like an Italian dining table cloth. That's
Okay,
Jill
and
like
I know-
dressed to the nines. But she's
I know
hot.
you guys saw Jill at the Latinx
Yes.
inclusion lunch.
Yes.
Si se puede, si se puede. The zoom out on that video where it's like 8 people in the audience.
The only people clapping are on the dais.
She found all the Latinos in America who use Latinx. And they all
Every
went
one
to
of them
that
is in
luncheon.
one room.
Yeah.
Oh god,
There has to be a designated Latinx user.
it's the Veepening, man. We are in the Veepening. The Veep is IRL now.
Yeah.
You cannot tell me Jill Biden she's being wasted at the Latinx luncheon. She needs to be at the,
Yeah,
needs to be
she's got
getting-
fire.
she needs to be getting lunched on by her crackhead stepson.
Well, they should get Eric Kripke. They should get Eric Kripke, the showrunner of The Boys, to be like, "Do you want to do something for this country?" Like he's the new version of Kubrick directing the moon landing. And it's like, we need you to make a teaser for Biden 2025 through 2029. And it's Joe looking at temporary compound V, like a green vial. So he's able to stay alive to issue signing statements that affirm that like guns are bad. Jill and Hunter eyeing each other from across the Lincoln bedroom. Just all these storylines. This is the
Oh,
FX
man.
presidency.
It is. We're getting
And
because
Joe's
Bungler, that was HBO.
Mhm.
It's not TV, it's HBO. Now we're at FX.
this is FX/Amazon Prime Video, and this is the anti-hero presidency. Brandon is the anti-hero because
Yes.
he is literally at 33% approval.
Yeah, he is the hero of no one.
He is, yeah.
Well,
He
I
is
was speaking about
50 points. He is 50 points underwater with the youngest voters. It is unprecedented.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys brought that up. I have the New York Times article about this that came out today. It says most Democrats don't want Biden in 2024.
Yes.
New poll shows, with the country gripped by a pervasive sense of pessimism, the president is hemorrhaging support. President Biden is facing an alarming level of doubt from inside his own party, with 64% of Democratic voters saying they would prefer a new standard bearer in the 2024 presidential campaign, according to a New York Times Siena College poll, as voters nationwide have soured on his leadership, giving him a meager 33% job approval rating. To which the response to that by Dan Pfeiffer was, if you look closely at the poll, Trump actually has a lower approval rating. Where it's like, okay, like this is a good strategy. Just like, okay, like they're going to make sure that Trump is a Republican nominee again,
Yeah.
and count on the fact that he's so unpopular that he'll be more unpopular than Biden.
When has it ever failed? It is astounding. They have only one move. They only have ever had one move. They've always gotten what they wanted, and what they wanted got us this. And now they're saying they can get us out
Well, that's
with
what-
the exact same thing.
That's like all the people that are so fucking angry now, and they're like all the people who are like, oh, how is it fucking possible that the Democrats had 50 years to prepare for Roe v. Wade being overturned, and they got nothing? They got no like they got nothing in like break glass in case of emergency. And the answer these people had is like they did have a plan, and it was Hillary winning the 2016 election.
Yep.
Which is hilarious if that's your plan, but if that's true, then like I don't know, she should have won the fucking election.
Should have been a better candidate. Shouldn't have it be her in the first place. Should have recognized her deficiencies, which were on display. The fact that she fumbled the ball against Obama should have told everyone she can never be the nominee. Like they went with just like, wow, Hillary is, she's got a big, she's got a lot of shooters basically in the Democratic Party. I don't want them against me, so I have to buy her off. Not recognizing that by like that means she's getting guaranteed in exchange for her cooperation, she's going to guarantee the nomination. She was already guaranteed the nomination, and Barack Obama came out of nowhere and slapped the ball out of her hand. She cannot win, and they let it happen.
To the issue about Trump, though, it says here, one glimmer of good news for Mr. Biden is that the survey showed him with a narrow edge in a hypothetical rematch.
You know what? I like those odds. I love when these people say this election is literally the future of democracy, right? Like if the Democrats lose the next election, it's the end of American democracy. And they're saying, yeah, 51%. Let's go in there with that right now. Let's commit. Joe Biden now. Who knows what's going to happen between now and election day? You're not going to get better than this narrow lead. And you're gonna you're confident going in with that, with this is American democracy on the line. Madness.
Yeah, the glimmer of good news is that in a hypothetical rematch with 2024 with former President Donald Trump, 44% to 41%. The result is a reminder of one of Mr. Biden's favorite aphorisms: "Don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative." Like
the only thing the Democrats have had to run on for the last 30 fucking years, and look where it got them.
Well,
they already lost this campaign.
That is why Biden is the anti-hero president. He's William H. Macy and Shameless. He's like that. He's like, I know I'm a piece of shit. I'm a bastard. I'm a bad guy. But I'm your hero. Because the party won't let you vote for literally anyone else. It's just me. If I die, it's Kamala. Good luck.
And okay, so this is where I honestly feel like I have said that I think that if J.B. Pritzker really goes for it, he could get the nomination. But like, I don't know if he, the question is whether he will really go for it. But if he is not able to do that, if the party can't recognize its short-term interest means getting rid of Biden and coordinating to dump him, and they can't get behind him, then it's a fatally compromised institution, even on its own terms, and it will not be able to perpetuate itself. It's done for. But JB is really the last hope these people have. I honestly think that they need him, or it's like, yeah, we produce an unviable option and you cannot change it. It's Biden or it's Kamala. We have no mechanism to enforce anything else. I think the only person who could disrupt that equation is somebody who can buy off the minions. Because they're the ones who are going to defend Biden against any outside charge, because they're greedy little pigs who want to keep their position in the trough.
The only argument I can think of for Kamala by, people who support her by the Democratic Party would be, hey, you want to see what it looks like, right?
Yeah, I am kind of. I mean,
she's the only argument
I really do. I really do.
She is so
much,
Like, obviously, Biden is hilarious. Like, this old man, like, the way they keep him bundled up, and then they come out for a few incoherent words, and he's just it's very funny. Kamala, every time she opens her mouth, she has something that is just a diamond of pure hilarity.
Kamala, at this point, is
so funny.
She is almost at Trump levels of how funny it is every time she gets on camera. Did you see the thing
like
about
she's on a bet with herself to like not say something for as long as she can?
She has done more to change the understanding of an American English sentence structure than any linguist in history. It is like it's an insult to call it circular sentences. They're amazing. Like they somehow their sentences without subjects.
Sentences.
You know what they are? They're not. They're non-Euclidean sentences.
Yes.
Like, did you see your response to I was like, Jonathan Martin was interviewing her, and he said, "Do you think the Democrats made a mistake not codifying Roe v. Wade over the last 50 years?" And she was just like, honestly, I think, we regarded the issue as settled. And like that was, I mean, like, and she's telling the truth. They were like, okay, the Democrats are like, yeah, abortion is settled. That's what we believe, and that's why we're not going to do anything about it because, yeah, it's settled. And we believe that, so no one's gonna no one would assume it's not settled.
The typical, like, Kamala is such a genius because she lies about exactly the wrong things. She tells the truth. She tells the truth when she is just frankly admitting that the Democratic Party is cynical and incompetent. She will directly tell you that, but then like lies about having any plan, any idea, like just the uniquely uninspiring. And the typical Kamala sentence, at least in the past 6 months, she wasn't always like this. I don't know what's happened in 6 months. Maybe she is just truly isolated and doesn't talk to people unless she's interviewed. That may be the case. But it'll be something like, what do you think Democrats have to do to avoid, historic losses in the midterms? And she'll say something like, in order to get people to vote for us, we've got to be the people that we would want to be voted for. What, Kamala? What are the plan? Are you and Brandon planning to use like executive action to protect contraceptives and reproductive freedoms? The thing with the executive orders is that when it comes to doing them, the most important thing is that that they're done. And it's like, yeah, no, yeah.
My joke about Kamala and like all of her latest interviews and news appearances is, don't worry, women of America. There's still at least one person who's getting their pills through the mail.
Yeah.
God, remember when they asked her, speaking to her, how she will like lie about the wrong things? When they asked her about, hey, you were really critical of Joe Biden's stance on segregation when you were running against him for president, but now you're his VP. How are you dealing with that? And the critique, and she just goes, "It was a debate." I mean,
Yeah.
What do you expect out of me? I'm just trying to win over here.
Yeah, the thing it's almost like she's giving you a riddle. She's like, I will tell the truth in that I will say that I lie about everything. You have to find like an identical Kamala who always I guess like tells lies about telling the truth, and then you can get like a signing statement, I guess. I don't know.
If yon traveler wants abortion rights for thee, they must answer these questions 3.
Now I've got an identical sister who always lies.
So Kamala has this line that she repeats in a lot of speeches that clearly she's proud of and thinks of as going to be her signature line. And she's talking about what we need to do to, reach our potential as a country or whatever. And she says, we must have the courage to see what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Fire.
And she just she thinks that's like a Bobby Kennedy style like moment, and it's like I'm trying to diagram this sentence and it doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, it is the verbal equivalent of an optical illusion.
Yes, it's like a Escher print.
Yes. It's like, how did you say a sentence that's a beautiful young woman and an old woman at the same time? You're amazing, Kamala.
Is this Kamala Harris statement a dog or a duck?
Yeah. I do. Yeah, honestly, I think we've talked ourselves into it. Run her. I want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's fuck it. Let's go for it. Let's see how nutty we can get with this shit.
It would be awesome. It would be incredible. It would be incredible because she's killing the game right now.
Can you imagine anything funnier than Ron DeSantis losing to her?
Oh my God.
Fuck.
Like they find children in his basement like the day before the election or something.
It would have to be something
there's some sort of like crazy intervention, act of God type deal.
It would have to be something like that. It would have to be something like ridiculous. It would like something we've never seen before.
Like a fucking comet takes out like about 200 electoral votes worth of like Republican territory or something.
It would have to be a comet that no one saw coming in conjunction with like a video of him like doing a child.
Yes. Yeah,
That
his,
it would have
like,
to be both those
yeah.
things the day
Yeah,
before
Rust
the election.
Cole finds his VHS in the safe at the governor's mansion and broadcasts it right before the election.
And he still only loses by like 3 popular vote points.
Yep, yeah, yep.
Yeah. Like 20 electoral points.
Just one more thing in the New York Times article here. Just going down, it says John Waldron, a 69-year-old registered Republican and retired machinist in Schenectady, New York, voted for Mr. Biden in 2020. Today, he said he regrets it and plans to vote Republican in 2024. I thought he was going to do something for this country, but now he's doing nothing, Mr. Waldron said. Like others, he expressed worries about Mr. Biden's age and verbal flubs. On Friday, a clip of Mr. Biden at an event announcing an executive order on abortion went viral when he stumbled into saying, terminate the presidency instead of pregnancy, for instance. You ever see him on TV, Mr. Waldron said, comparing the president to zombies? That's what he looks like. Sounds about right. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Like, our Democrat, our Biden people, like, are they even trying to claim that he's not senile anymore?
Well, there was just an article
you
in
could
the New
only
York
use the
Times
stutter
where they
thing.
kind of admitted. Did you see that, guys?
Yeah.
I don't. Wait, what was that?
There's just a Times article that was like claimed dozens of sources in the administration. So these are Biden people who are being frank to like to admit that there is like some recognition that there is a decline. Like they're actually acknowledging decline. But the way that they're phrasing it is they're admitting physical decline to deny that there's been any cognitive decline. But that still is admitting a lot because, hey, the presidency is a strenuous job. Maybe it shouldn't be to somebody who isn't physically up for it. That's still, like, even beyond him being senile, that is a real criticism. They're willing to admit that now from the inside, which means that they're responding. It's just a question of like, is this a negotiated surrender or what's going on? Are they going to fight to the death on this? I don't know.
That does make me think negotiated surrender, that it will be like, they'll be like, okay, fine, we'll like give it up to like, I don't know, Gruesome Gavin or JB, but it has to be because like, oh, his health was bad, not that
he's going to have to resign due to health concerns. It's going to have to come down to that.
Well, I mean, like in terms of like a physical decline for a guy his age, he's pretty spry physically. Like, the clip of him falling off that bike, everyone laughed at. But I mean, he was riding a bike. I mean, Trump couldn't ride. Trump probably never even learned how to ride a bike, let alone be able to,
the idea
get on
of Donald
one now.
Trump riding like a fucking Schwinn, like poured into Lycra. Like he's got like a bunch of Livestrong bracelets on, and he's on a bike. I don't think he could ride a bicycle. I don't think he knows
pretty
how.
hard to think of.
Finishing a bike race and they give him one of those sort of like what is it, like the shiny blankets that they give people after like running a marathon, and he just looks like a Chipotle burrito as it's being slowly unwrapped.
That is the eerie thing about Biden. Like, to most other people in his age and his mental condition, falling off the bicycle would shatter them into a billion little pieces.
It's true. Yeah, he was okay.
He was fine. He's sturdy.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, if it's cognitive decline, well, then that indicts the whole thing. It undermines their legitimacy because it all flows from him being like the executive, the guy that we elected to do something. We're acting like that means something, even though he's obviously being led around by his advisors. And by the way, he's like the 5th president